Hello everybody, welcome to my third video about my 3 degrees of freedom robotic arm. Today I'm going to show you how to control your 3 degrees of freedom using the sliders, which is much more fancier than just programming, Alright, to start with, as I said in the previous 2 videos, that first you have to download that file, you have to find it, download it to the Arduino, and just forget about it. Okay? Forget about the Arduino. So once you download the file to the Arduino, you can control everything from MATLAB. So you download the file and then you come to MATLAB and let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's open the file I have right here, and this is really important because if you opened, I have made this file before, like I'm controlling 3 thetas with sliders. So if you go ahead and open the file like this, nothing will happen. Alright, so we have an error. So whatever you do, there's nothing that's gonna happen. I just added this, for nothing, but we have theta 1, theta 2, and theta 3. This is just extra. And what we're supposed to do is we gotta right click and open in guide. And then we can run it from here. Now you can see that it's attempting connections because we didn't connect before, and we will see why in a while. And this is really important. You see, now we are connected. So now we can control like theta 1 and theta 2. We can control everything from the sliders. Alright. So this is nothing. I didn't do anything with this. Okay, so basically what we're supposed to do, let's delete this. We can just have slider, put it here, and another slider, just to show you how to do this. Because really I don't want to do everything from scratch. It's going to take a long time, but it's basically really simple. And then you put the other slider here. Alright, so after that you can go to the editor here, or you can just right click and go to the callback, view callback. Here is the programming right here. So we're just going to use the sliders now. We're not going to solve the inverse kinematics or anything. So the first thing, if you go over the code right here, this is everything that runs behind the sliders. If you go here, you can see that this function, theta opening, thetas, because I just called the function thetas. So execute just before theta is made visible. Okay, so before the graphic shows up, this function, whatever you put here, will be executed. So you notice what I did here. So this, what I did is from here to here. Alright, so first I did exactly like what we did in the beginning, in the last video. Like first I define a global variable. Now defining a global variable is really important because we're gonna use it in some other routines. We're gonna see where we're gonna use it. And then the Arduino connection, and then I attach the 3 motors to the pins we want to. You have to watch my previous video to understand this. And that's it. So this is like initialization, like the basic, what's gonna happen, because we need the connection before we see the thetas, right? So this is why it was connecting. And then after that, you can go direct to the sliders callback. We have slider 1, the same thing. Whatever we're gonna do here, we're gonna do with slider 2 and 3. And we have only 3, so 2 and 3. So that's it. So here you see how we access the global variable. We have to define it again. I mentioned that in my previous video. I mentioned this, and we're gonna, now we see it. We have to define the global A. So you can access the A right now. If you delete this global, you see this will not be green. It doesn't know what, it's not a class anymore. It doesn't know what this A is, but you have to put this global, so this will turn green, so it understands what A is. It's an Arduino, right? So we define a global, and then theta 1 is equal to, you remember from the other video that int 64 to change the fractions, to round them off to numbers like real numbers, and then or integers, and then we have the 180 because the slider will go from 0 to 1, so we want the slider to go from 0 to 180, so just we multiply it by 180. And then this is the main code, and this is the most important. This is how you just memorize this, write it down like this. This is how you get the value of the slider. We said the slider goes from 0 to 1. So we can do this in steps, but I just did them in one step. So this is get this function, slider, this is the name, handles.slider1, and then value. And this is how you get the value of the slider. Then what we did, we got the value of the slider, we multiplied by 180, and then we round them off. Then we did the same as we did, so we write a theta1, which is the whole thing right here. Alright, so this is for the first one, and for the second one, we go to the slider2 callback, and we did the same, except that we got slider2 here, and we got theta2 here, and the pin of course is 9 instead of 8. And the same thing I did with slider3 callback right here, so we did it here, and the same thing, we changed the slider3, and here we changed theta3 and pin number 10. And that's all you need to do. It's important to make everything global, so you can access the same A in every routine you have, and it's important to initialize everything right here. Okay, so that's it, and it works, it's perfect, and yeah, pretty much that's all we have. Alright, take care guys, bye.